Namaste world, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is special because we are traveling to Tirupati. As you can see, it's 12 o'clock in the night and we'll be traveling in 15 minutes. I'll get things ready, packing is done. Come along with us.
The temple is located in the Chittoor district of Andhra Pradesh. It is in the sacred Tirumala hills at an elevation of 860 meters. This is Sri Govindaraja Swami Temple, Tirupati. According to legends, the residing deity efficiently utilized King Kuber's wealth to conduct the glorious wedding of his younger brother Lord Venkateswara and Padmavati Amavaru. So this temple is supposed to be visited before you go ahead and visit the Tirupati temple in Tirumala hills. It takes almost half an hour to visit the temple. There are almost many smaller temples within the temple which can be visited. There was not too much queue in this temple, but it's a very beautiful temple. This is Sri Padmavati Amvaru Temple, Tirupati. When we reached the temple was closed because there were some higher officials visiting the temple. So we went ahead and did the darshanam from outside. Pilgrims believe that they should seek the blessings of this divine deity before visiting the home of the Lord Venkateswara up above the hills. After visiting and seeking blessings from Sri Padmavati Amvaru Temple, we are heading towards Tirumala and we started. So this is a new flyover which is being built called as Srinivasa Setu. There is a checkpoint which has to be cleared before you start climbing the mountain, start climbing the 7 hills. So we are heading towards that. You can see we are moving towards the checkpoint. There are no plastics or any kind of tobacco, anything related to smoking allowed when you start climbing up the hills. This is the place where your luggage also gets checked thoroughly. All the cars are checked thoroughly. So you have to be very mindful that you do not carry plastic empty bottles, and you do not carry any kind of tobacco or any smoking items before climbing the hills. You can see the checkpoint, and from here it's a wonderful view where the checkpoint is. Once you are done with your checking, you can move ahead and start climbing the hills. Before visiting the main temple, there are 2 types of entry tickets that you have to take. There are 2 categories basically. The first one is free darshanam, where you do not have to pay any money, and the second one is where you have to pay 300. You can book it online or offline, but usually you do not get time slots in 300 rupees ticket darshanam. But if you take the steps and climb all the steps to the to Tirumala, you usually get a 300 rupees ticket free for yourself. So whatever is your preference, it depends on the availability of the ticket, because there's too much of rush to this temple. We only got the free darshanam, We took the tickets at morning 4 o'clock when we reached Tirupati, and we got a time slot for Sunday night 9 p.m. So that's how the rush is. That's why we have to be very mindful when we are traveling to the temple. Either you book the 300 rupees ticket online on the TTD site, or you go there and take the tickets. But anytime you have to be very careful that the tickets are always subjected to the availability and the number of people that they are allowing on that particular day. So it's better we plan in advance and then go ahead and visit the temple. It takes almost 45 minutes to go reach up and then reach Tirumala. So now we have reached Tirumala. The next step is to check where we are going to stay. There are no personal bookings that can be done here. You have to go ahead and stand in queue with your Aadhaar card. They take the details, and they take your phone number, and they ask you to leave. As the rooms get vacated, you get a message that this room number XYZ is allotted to you. Then you go ahead and report to that room number. So you cannot take any personal bookings over here. Every room allotted is and always belongs to TTD or the temple trust. So we have to go and stand in queue and wait for our queue and wait for the rooms to be vacated. We were in queue for almost half an hour. We got a number, and until then we just have had to roam here and there until we got the room at night 7 o'clock. So it was by 11:30 that we stood in queue and we got a number. It took almost 6 to 7 hours for us to get the room allotted. As the rush increases, the waiting time also increases. You get a room allotted for 24 hours. Many devotees climb the hills to Tirumala on foot to fulfill a vow. There are two well-lit stone footpaths leading to Tirumala. As you can see, the deities have reached. This is the place we had our food, our lunch, and then I did a little bit of shopping, as you get many different types of bangles here and many other toys for kids. In the meantime, my kid was sleeping under a banyan tree because we didn't get our rooms yet. I went ahead and did a little bit of shopping. So we need to remember that before visiting the main temple in the divine seven hills of Tirumala, located on the banks of Swami Pushkarani, is the Sri Varaha Swami Temple, also known as Sri Biu Varaha Swami Temple. It has been mentioned in the holy books of Brahma Purana. It is essential for the devotees should first offer Naivedyam, which is the food cooked and offered to the god, to Sri Varaha Swami. It has been specified that pilgrims must visit the Sri Varaha Swami Temple and seek Lord's blessings before offering their prayers at Tirumala Temple. So you can see this is the main temple, and just in front of the main temple are these huge aartis that are there 24/7, and you have such a wonderful view of the main temple from there. It gives a very nice look in the morning and evening. We reached on Saturday, so we could only see the temple from outside, and it was only next day, that is on Sunday, that we could visit the temple. Now we got our rooms at night 7 on Saturday, and today is Sunday, next day. We are going to see Papa Vinasham. About 5 kilometers north of the Tirumala temple is a deep bowl formed by the surrounding hills that create a reservoir ages ago, and many a mountain stream emptied into it. This came to be known as the Papa Vinasham the cleanser of sins. It is believed that the holy waters of this place dissolve the sins of the devotees. So these are the places where there is water always dripping down. You just need to stand under it. And there is also a small Devi temple. We seek the blessings from the temple, Devi. Now we are on our way to the Akash Ganga waterfall. The Akash Ganga waterfall is about 3 kilometers north of the Tirumala temple. This is very famous for the prime reason is that its waters are used for the Lord's bath every day. In the olden days, the priests took turns to carry the water all the way from this part of the jungle to the temple in the morning. So this water is considered to be very holy. There is also a small Devi temple near the waterfall, and it's wonderfully decorated with flowers. We did get a chance to dip our hands in the water and pray. As soon as we finished our visit at Akash Ganga, we went ahead and had lunch and tried to enter the temple. And then we saw that they were allowing to enter the temple since morning itself because there were less devotees. So instead of night 9 o'clock, we were allowed to enter the temple at 3 o'clock. It usually takes 3 to 4 hours for the darshan minimum, but we were lucky enough and there were less crowd, so we got darshanam of the deity by 3:30, that is within 30 to 40 minutes we were able to reach the main temple and we could finish our darshanam. After that we left and we stopped at a dhaba nearby to have our dinner on our way back home. This is the place where we had our food.